BOG madam fu bi owo US na o frame me o say kodona mo man de mo nko na mahu say enya NDC aban a anka adwuma bi boka adwuma na wa boka no na nije na mo Bank of Ghana boka na aboka no mo ni age say Bank of Ghana aboka nti emo bi a enka ho asem reho but the thing say Mr. Mamema some data because Bank of Ghana so omo ye omo auditor omo de omo reports na go omo website na okohwa in the year 2019 BOG made a profit of 1.6 billion. In the year 2020 Bank of Ghana enya a profit of 1.4 billion Ghana cedis, 1.5 billion, and 2021 omunya profit of 1.4 billion Ghana cedis. Now 2022 2019 1.6 billion profits, 1.5 billion 2020, 1.4 billion 2021. Now 2022 something happened at Wilenchem kesie eto omano, which is COVID. Obekaya. Now COVID by no so we share emra pon a governing Bank of Ghana na the Act 612 na as amended na e kire say atoyrenchem bi eto oman no, be it yare kese bi, be it a disaster bi, nsuo bibi ni ade a the section 30 ni kire say Bank of Ghana timi bo besia oman ne besia man timi de ha ne ho eye nyoma kakra eboa. Enti 2022 unta COVID started 2020 2021 nimu no ekoba say na oman no akwa hyehyem. In fact na adwumayfo kora nkwa adwuma eso ne etua omka. In fact enya nsuo ne light nyoma bi crampo free kakra e free one so apart from say na health officials are aban no nya special project bi de boa omo e de share omo any ade e ma oman no kwa hyehyem kakra. So based on the section 30 and the BOG gave loan ema besia ema aban no so onfa entwentwen per the section 30 now can sector say temporary advances to government. So omuma a loan ema aban no, but of course okay the section 6 ni say besia na odebema aban no it should not exceed 10% of revenue afilmu ni nyina aban ni nyae. Now okay section 30 now so owia through the finance ministry aban and notify parliament say besia say na BOG dey ide e dey ama aban no so onfa henhan ho into hwe the 27th May 2020 the finance minister Ken Oforiatta will say parliamentary memorandum on the report of the limits of borrowing of government under subsection 6 of section 30 of the Bank of Ghana Act 202 Act 612 in the novel coronavirus COVID-19 emergency. Not the command parliament. So finance ministry through Ken Oforiatta notified parliament just to meet up the emrana eho say BOG also omoye no emra ni won ka meka ni nyina mamahu say indeed they followed due process. Ekobaye no omu koye the audit sa nyoma ni mu nyina no mu say BOG aboka na enyoma. And of course to be fair na nye Bank of Ghana kwana COVID time omoboka. In fact uko the Reserve Bank of Australia omoboka $37 billion. Uko UK omoboka £150 billion of England. Uko the Swiss National Bank omoboka in that same period 132 billion francs. The same 2022 no Netherlands, US omo central banks eboka because of corona and omunyina situation the buy is because of yare buy was said na central bank day e finance amine. In spite of women, the NDC went to town. Say, in fact, God Nasaribedi aku best friend, Sami Gyamfi, only Captain Smart ye interview. Tiasmo kind or Bank of Ghana a car or boy, and the American to say, my best friend. Oh yes, okay. So no, now publishing his statement social media. Yeah, and your best friend. Now me intelligence on him. Oh dear, it doesn't mean say my best friend. Or a younger brother. My younger brother. Okay. See, Sami Gyamfi say, but only I say Dr. Addison and his governors will face prosecution if NDC comes to power. For them, see, Ernest Addison, I'm quoting him. Ernest Addison is jail bound. Hey, he is destined for jail because nothing can save him from what he has done. There's no way Addison will not be prosecuted. No way. It is impossible. Even if he goes to Kuwait, we, the NDC, will make sure he faces prosecution, including his governors and the board. Is he above the law? No. Is this the rule of... in this rule of law, nobody is above the law, unquote. See, the more Bank of Ghana prints money for the government, the more the nation suffers. And this printing, you know what? Who check it? The economic, anybody can Google it. Definition of printing of money, two things. Printing of the normal cash to finance the activities of the bank, which happens all the time anyway. Yes, new currency, scanner, scanner, sometimes a chair, you're printing for shame. And there's another second definition of printing of money, which is borrowing. What they are saying. But NDC deliberately borrowing, they were not saying borrowing, I'm saying printing of money to confuse their supporters and Ghanaians say, and you're confused to deceive. Kwame, you are right. No more, and almost I do share 120 days social contract with the people of Ghana. Say, so NDC ba Abema till they will investigate the illegal printing of money. Promise 13. Omuba making sure say illegal printing of money. Meanwhile, they knew from day one say it wasn't illegal in the printing of money because they have through the BOG Act and Finance Ministry they have notified the Parliament say yes. So Oma trigger the emergency clause. Abaji the 10% of revenue a year no sika from BOG to assist Abaino through this memoranda they call Parliament. Yet they were insisting say it was illegal. Yes. And that Omuba they will prosecute Addison and all the governors. The then minority leader. Peter Bacho for a document family city. BOG there be and this for the be one mommy. Printing of money no. Any almost 13 13. Okay. My science there. The picture kind first no. Yes. And I'm there to make sure picture but here me say I get that clear but at least me notify. It's your union was say Dr. Ernest Addison and his governors will face prosecution if NDC comes to power. Yes. Sami Gyamfi. And the Peter reading. The quote, also a jail bound. Yes, yes. Ernest Addison is jail bound. Yes. He is destined for jail because nothing can save him for what he has done. There is no way Addison will not be prosecuted. No way. It is impossible even if he goes to Kuwait. We NDC will make sure he faces prosecution, including his governors and board. Is he above the law? Is this rule of law error? Nobody is above the law. He will face full accountability on many other things, including this. That is 60 billion losses. Yes. And all kind. Okay. Now that's enough. Now unim. So sure. The then minority leader and now finance minister, as the BOG governor has messed us up. No, we in quotation. You see the sad aspect. I say this is how the governor of the central bank, Dr. Addison, who is now known as printer of money, unquote, printer of money, conspired with members of the economic management team led by the failed Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia and the inept. Look at the choice of words. Finance minister Ken Ofori-Atta. One problem, one bond to destroy Ghana's central bank. all because central bank ahead day almost say omaboka and you know but they even went on demonstration, right? Echo jina BOG premises say omuma BOG governor no 21 days to resign because governor ama BOG aboka. And many examples are time may not permit him to go into it. Yeah, they are. And then now, if you want 2024, a council say about 9 billion. Now, and Bank of Ghana aboka. Almost say omokana omabono. Papa, nanya bonika na BOG but now you see COVID. BOG boka to make sure so obey save lives.
Enya papa.
Eno de enya de papa o. COVID time am 40 fie omu nye teacher for nurse for ni ade I was say twa omuka. BOG e boka mo bo aban ne besiama ne tumi cater for the needs of the people. Ene de enya o. Eno ye a major problem e bi e dey NC da. Ene BOG aboka na unim the eyemani ya reho ni say unim say kanom say ukwa about no be so bia say ka say no boy 15 point something billion me why and that's no kind good and a minority by press conference through Oppong Nkruma so no it's not true in fact the good of trust say can hear more than what the omo report no say in fact isa NDC person say minority the omabon na MP before kan no kore and the BOG issued Q&A on their website on
questions and answers
on last Thursday. Now, fantastic. Now, the first question, signed by the current governor, or say a car BOG boy ASA. T answer Omar BOG in their report on the Maya.
Okay.
Or say the bank reported an operational loss of 15.63 billion.
Okay.
And other comprehensive income loss of 19.32 billion for 2025.
It had any income.
Minia.
Second one in your loss.
Your loss.
And then
okay, was a loss.
Loss.
It had a one come. You're supposed to change. You're not supposed to change.
So change.
The my reporting.
If we would need definition for loss. Loss or not proper loss.
To the extent that there's another 9 billion here through gold but gold. Gold. And who cry a car about who into the Becca who cry a cost to 40 something billion.
44 billion.
And counting.
What I say, and so unim say cleverly almost say 15 billion now from 9 billion to 15 million and soon be almost stabilize the economy, which is in trouble.
Economy will stabilize.
Well,
okay, mami.
Oh, Kwame, me a class prefect.
So we are mesamba na kwa wa rapport. Eti ba menkwa wudi ho.
O de hwe. O de mami kan.
Okay.
Mami kan 2 pe na ye wawie. Hwe unim say e kwa o mu fa so ye accounting ni kurampo no. Oma agya tum say oma mfa the normal accepted process now over the years. Ye dey audit BOG. Etunim say e kwa o mu fa so ye omudie. Se ka sana BOG Addison every year ni na nke all reports that the so called 60 billion.
Dabi.
What you say? Okay, even the 2024
9 billion.
And the so called 9 billion now on report to here.
Yes.
So paper form. Because
Omoboki.
NDC.
What you say? So they departed. And almost you see the new BOG who some buy no omako amend the act no. I'm saying no boni omubedi. You see the current governor na
Kwanya careful.
Oye bibi kakra because said you otimi kwa amend the act no to allow BOG room to play on the debt, you know, is strange. And indeed, that's exactly what they've done. In fact, bank, you know, to the sense that they've requested support from this time the finance
from the finance ministry.
From finance ministry.
Who should have
Bank of Ghana.
Yes.
Other way.
Yes. Bank of Ghana who actually share or say
read what mean
Ukaya
because say yes na na ka me dey atoto so
I am pa
na na you sensa
anya hwe
bank ni here bank no here liquidity no so stabilize economy no no also hwe nanka man ho chire na obema support no ono mom enya liquidity support what throw to the BOG finance minister in both omo statement omo audit report ni mu omo statement omo dia koma finance minister any omo Q&A ni say omo behia support from the governor na ne man ye hu man ye
from the finance
minister thank you the man ye awe hokura mpo ni say unim say no adwuma bia owo ne ka ene owo ne mfaso ana say ne profit ne assets ewo ho this time for 1 year from bank near setting ni nyina na eka ewo ho 61 billion 1 year per abawe BOG at the 34 billion of eka and abeka bank no that is apart from eka o ma bobo ni BOG ni eyirim ni nyina o uka bank ni asset ni nyina ni mfaso bibia boma na 1 year per almost the 34 billion ena ababeka eka ni sika ewo se almost the omaja ama BOG and it's a BOG in fact so any support from the finance minister this time ebeye diamano moving forward
well but mo hwe ye enya mutie no ya munim enkutabu ni sa na mesremu mumien hwe back for the past 20 years has it ever happened say Bank of Ghana atwokrata kuma finance ministry say umuhia supporter na me dem me kai se me hu bi da mesremu mumien hwe so me ko
with my but just to quote liquid equity na make one some from our Q&A question 5 I said the bank entered 2025 with a negative equity of 61.32 billion accumulated over the years. In that be free power no. Now over the years bank ni nyina no omu ja 61.32 billion Ghana cedis.
Over the years since
bank e buy nyina. See the 2025 total comprehensive loss depended that the position to negative 96.28 billion at year end of 2020. Negative. Into from 61 I jump to 96.28 billion. That is over the year 61 billion. 1 year per.
Nkruma one mo busy amu nyina nyuma amu nyina de nyina ba nyina a champion mu nyina Afrifa Rollins
for Rollins
omu nyina 61 na Mahama Nkruma
ba ye 1 year per
a first one Mahama na asa aka hu
yes
na 1 year per
no I jump from 61.32 billion to 96.28 billion. 35 negative.
Prof K yanko seka uboki oboki ya chino
briefly
yes
me ade kan Peter kasa bebre e wo sai no de o kan nyina on point na me BOG o share expenditure no mo ye no so almost spending about $10 billion and almost the seed no from Peter 14.7
yeah basically 11 point something
to let's even grant them say 11 10 point something. Look at what MPP did Now, any information. Look at what MPP did under MPP BOG, Minister of BOG.
Okay, Facha Ayini, Kojo Ayini, or press conference, MPP a press conference.
Yes.
It's a press conference. It was say BOG's real loss for 2025 is 44 billion, not 15 billion.
When on be Kojo Oppong Nkruma say I am true. Now, MP Nkruma say minority ni Kojo Oppong Nkruma ignorant.
Is that
yes? Or say Oppong Nkruma ignorant. Now onim BOG figures.
It is saying that BOG for
Abegia tum say BOG
I confirm. Okay, Mati. I will do twice.
On say and on BOG say intermediation.
1.1
intermediation ebinu say intervention on the forest market so that the dollar no see the anhon the see the no na hon the the be kosoro BOG omo fe no ebinu say intermediation ebinu say intervention whatever it is. In 2024 under MPP BOG injected $2 billion to intermediate or to intervene in the forest market and already that just a year dollar no from 16.4 Ghana cedis to $1 to 14.7 by the end of 2024. 2 billion. So if you look at the difference, the cedi appreciated by 1.7 cedis, Peter. But let's look at just 2025 NDC under this governor or by it. 1 year they injected over $10 billion just to strengthen the city. We were spending $10 billion to strengthen just your city in just 1 year. And look at what it did. It brought down the city from 14.7 cities to 10.45 at the end of 2025, Namika Peter. So I'm not talking about the current interbank rate. The city appreciated by 4.2 cities. Peter, start the average. Obi injected just $2 billion a pair. The cedi appreciated by 1 cedi 70 pesos. Would intervene in $10 billion. It appreciated by 4 cedi 25 pesos. Peter, why should say some mean go for me anyway? Why not manage cedi here? So when people obia boka CSA to bring the city just from 14.7 to 10.5.
But your side say we see be Elvis Dako.
Yes.
And me aka sibi ni yes figures be. You be
me say me start it.
I start it.
In 2024 and the MPP $1 billion was injected to bring the city down from 16.4 cedis to the dollar as at the highest interbank rate and Akufo-Addo to 14.7 cedis by end 2024.
Okay.
The difference is 2.7.
Okay.
Appreciation.
Okay.
Appreciated by 1.7 Ghana cedis. Now let's go to just under this governor in 2025. Over $10 billion. Have been more put in cry to $12 billion. But let's agree, say it's over.
Sure say 12 billion.
Yes.
So with more kind of
yes. So was injected. It brought the cedi down from 14.7 to 10.45 at the end of 2025. The cedi appreciated by 4.25 cedis. Now just say if 22 cedi injected delivered 1.7.
If 2
billion inject delivered a 1.7 appreciation, cedi appreciation over 10 billion injection delivered 4.25 in 1 year, which is a better manager of the city.
It is a scandal and this MPP the same one.
The same one.
As an appreciation,
over 10 billion and the shame appreciated by 4.25 cities. Me anyway, why not? A BOG Ghana for Ayeka.
Okay.
And now on the one manage economy. Look, they spend about 16.7 billion cedis to also bring inflation from 23 to almost say 3.3 3.4. You look at the money spent in economies and a very big opportunity cost. I have said that if you look at the trajectory of in 2022, when himself inflation 54%.
Yes.
by end of 2024 it had moved from 54% to 23%. What is the change? 31%. And yes, in 2 years old. Without injecting that much money to bring inflation down, you injected 16.7 billion cedis to bring it for 23. Look at the difference, Peter. Look at the difference. From 23 to 3 point, you injected 17.7 cedis. Just to I don't know more friend sterilization.
Sterilization.
16.7 billion cedis. Billion cedis to bring it from inflation from 23. Peter, to bring inflation from 23% to 3.2%. That time at the end of the year, now I think it was even 3.5%. Why not manage the economy? Look at the difference. I'll be far from 54% in 2 years old, or the bar by 30 percentage points, 31%, and I will inject that money. Messi economy is very opportunity cost. MPB did not inject that much money to bring the inflation down to the level NDC met it. It did not inject that money to bring the inflation, the CD for the CD to appreciate. If you had invested all this money in the economy, naturally inflation would have come down naturally, and other sectors will benefit.
Definitely.
What you have done with this expenditure, they say. So why you see Skyway to reduce imported inflation? Yes, sir. What you have done, you have reduced imported inflation, but you have given the money to foreigners. Yes, the foreign companies, taking
away the purchasing power.
Exactly, of Ghanaians. And now you're also killing your local manufacturing industry, because what you have done, obitimi manufacture produce, because only a cost of production cost or no. If you have one bag of rice, maybe the same quality from imported one, because imported one my inflation not reduced to the level of and in the Ghanaian market no price be low.
Yes, now we come averages now I say 2 billion.
Yes,
estimated by almost 1.7
and half 10 billion over 10 billion they buy 4.25.
It was say 10 billion it's like 8.5.
Wow. You are. That is MB before they manage the economy.
Stronger than appetite.
Or it's like
if the trajectory no.
Say the 2 billion say I said the 10 billion it be 8.5.
Calculation.
Yes.
Come on.
That's what
so you have reduced imported inflation. That's why the inflation. But what you have done, conversely, is to say you are killing your local production, local industry. Remember said that is why. Locally produced,
you are killing employment, empowerment,
and you are giving employment to foreign companies. So no, or producing goods. No, so that is why we also produce 24-hour economy 133. 133. You cannot do it because we are buying no crown. Companies.
There's no incentive.
In fact, pray.
No. What booking Peter, so key master. And then Yanko.
Go on.
Minia.
If you ask one, say, oh, my mere would not say also what that. And you may about
come back down.
Uncle 4 year old Modian. Just the scent from other people's mother's pot. I bet you say, oh, my sign ya done what that. They woo and woo. But no, may share every say, sir, artificial massage of a exchange rate. NSI Sikana, a Kana Bank of Ghana, Abunina, so the economy. To what extent? And I soon so a warrior macroeconomic indicators in every flat or ordinary Ghanaian abrabo. To what extent? Go on. NDC, any signing social contract. NDC promises. Omo manifesto. Na ansana yebeba ha say no mema ye remfi say no mo ka MPP de and say MPP bo ka. Sometimes they omo nka eka no a ye born 2024 no. I need to mobile bet to us no. But they sum it up and they jump to 2022 no more kokoti 2022 then. Yet you were my way. So Bekaya now Danko Kufuado a pencil. Yakofa Bibi by a friend of Fiscal Responsibility Act.
Yes.
Limited the finance minister and they say you cannot spend beyond 5% of a budget deficit. You know, it's not allowed. Meanwhile, because of say BBC, so be a person who say enya kwa 60 billion at the buyer. Uncle Shadi or Parliament. There was a suspension of the Fiscal Responsibility Act. Yes, suspended. Now NDC for at Parliament will be. None of them objected to the suspension of the Fiscal Responsibility Act because Omunim said BBSC. But when they come out, no more person more reported on the BOG losses now. They rather want to attribute it to incompetence. Meanwhile, no money. Omunim said in our more parliament and a suspended. And I didn't Nana NDC and Kaminim say a car a 9 billion now reset here about 15 billion. Say NDC and Kaminim say I figure a year a 9 billion or reset here about they do 50.
Do Saba.
Abba.
How much of a reset? Back to them.
Omar reset can.
And don't forget the cocoa for Zika. 3,600. Almost about 2,500. And almost a Ghana for you to say 2,500. 3,600. See your bottom.
Almost 2,500 no. That's 3,100. I see some of the for Bianca.
Because you are getting your
idea NDC master CC how to report on issues Emma omuhunye Ghana for now me huni say when you artificially massage exchange rate now prices of goods and services who expose you artificially when you massage the exchange rate or you artificially calibrate the exchange rate goods and services prices ebe expose you and then under MPP time near say a bro boy in a bag 1,001 1,002 and you say 400 cedis no nkofo nya atofo but in spite of say kakra na ekokoto na nya bia a reflect wo dokno ne bo oni ma ya reduce price na no into that should tell you say bibi enkoye between the relationship between the so-called figure or inflation figure no any year ya brabom emfa tane man emfa any ye dete o ma wemu ena mon konko report to there say am hini say ansa na omo sa statement no kora be fi BOG aba no na ebra so ase so omo publish na omo publish na ese e kwojire omo
yeah you're right it was supposed to be at the end of
ese e kwojire BOG ansa na omo de omo statement financial statement aba beto abontin ye de ba beto abontin afi de enkonkodu ba bia now the spokesperson iti ye wo obi okasama BOG parliament majority MPs ena ekasama BOG no mo kasa wi a na omo current director of communication no ono ye backing vocalist enti e kan parliament wo wi a no no age so no kasa nkete ebra ye wi financial statement no okroban so na director of communication Bank of Ghana no okroban so mo be report loss ne so a mo se da se operational loss
one more key
afa yan konko ba minority said there be adene bro sa o mo se da be minority na abon afa de mo je atumu say there's another 19 billion na eno wo eno kra no mo di kan yi good there na ebeda na say yenti ha ena World Bank be ka che say gold board aboka $214 million.
Yes.
Unim dey see here. Gold board say no ma. At the initial stage in the Bank of Ghana so be ka say aka na nya dey.
Speculating.
That was the statement of it.
They see your Bible muni bia no. Ebra Nyankopon pie Garden of Eden mu no. Na Adam say enya me aye oba no. ọba ne sɛ ɛyɛ wɔwɔ no
ọba náà de ne maa mi.
ọba náà de ne maa mi.
lẹ́yìn sẹ́ wọ́n wọ́n de ṣẹ́ wo wọ́n náà de ne maa mi.
ọba ṣe nyàgò pọ̀.
wọ́n sɛ ɛyɛ ọba náà de ne maa mi ni ɛna ọba ne so sɛ ɛyɛ wɔwɔ na agɔdɔ wɔwɔ ne nua no.
ọjọ ọwọ ni ojúmọ ẹni ni wọn.
ebe si na ọno ne side ne ya ante.
wɔwɔ
ne nua no ebi na ɔmo ayɛ no na yɛte ɔman mu a sɛ yɛtumi twa budget de ma a state institution na state institution ne budget no yɛtwa ne in dollars a afei saa sika no ɔmfa nyɛ ne operations sɛ yɛmfa ma no sɛ den yo ɛsɛ sɛ ɔkɔkɔgye sika wɔ Bank of Ghana de yɛ ne operations na obi a wɔtumi declare profit but ne losses de ɔba bi opost de kɔ agency etimi declare na economics na declare profit won tin wo losses in free revenue any operational cost ansa na waba abenya
profit or loss
na wo de wo ba bi a wo ba bucket bi wo BOG a unya loss na ho na wo de kokogu ene ya ba abedu ha sei enti ya nche konfo
ya che no
omumo ki se eka ne ye 15.6 enye no kure but we crack say 44 billion na Ayeka no esan ye no kure in 1 year bibia CEO what to say ya suspended fiscal responsibility at bibio
na we hwe nsem on
because bibia see at orange bia
next year it will even be more.
Another angle.
What
NPP one even happen when a serious COVID.
Yes, translating into the suspension of the fiscal responsibility act when bibia sense because at orange BNC. So now you find saying NDC MPP incompetence na MPP had a better explanation. They had a better reason. Omu wo kwan on befa so Ayeka. But NDC for the mutimi can.
Omunya incompetent.
Mutimi can because even the figure you are trying to hide it from us.
MPP is not incompetent.
Mo person mo hide the figure from us. It go down. Me nya financial guru. Na ka we nyina ya boni nyina ebesi ne. Enyanya bia ya ka say be ma nurse for Ayeka wo port free. Ye yi ni free a sank ye revenue be ko form ana me boa.
Papa.
Iti enya anko ka ne we.
Ene ye kubusa lawyer ka no we say. Hey, Prof Kiwi.
It's a Ghana stronger than appetite.
Kima.
Wabo mo kisa.
They me the mechanic say. NPP BOG a kind of boy during the time of NPP was a gentleman named Kassan who stayed from 1919 to 1920 to 2021. COVID about 22 maybe
20
started 29.
yeah they by March
Even just started crying no only a profit 21.
Yes.
But 22 and I started say yeah. To be big as person. I did back my phone come once and say taxes, the government taxes are near edge. There's a lot of tax that government in ya. It was a person to person trading. Makoha me kote I know ha me kwa koto we where invoices this one. Some tax in kiting be over. And it reduce you drastically.
Yeah.
Because we are fee.
Yeah.
What I say?
Yeah.
The government revenue dropped brutally. And that's all the kaya. Tamane a government ne air copy scan. Or kwa copy scanner onye scan. How they e-levy no buy no. E-levy how many months now NDC for every trap parliament and Sunday year pass 6 months. And you know me here see a choir IMF. My status of choir IMF. You know MPP time na BOG cannot boy. You incompetent. They were not incompetent. They were the best managers for the issue. So normally sees that time. They were the best managers. Because so if a normal MPP government had to do a normal year within that period of time now. No more to yanko, manko for the anu fear meboa. Ayeka. Omu to yanko for electricity meboa. Ayeka. And then you may be bria no more the support to and for said the bear pay no more yare no more, which was also to the humanity to keep the people safe. ABC every time a handy over power 225 January ɛdɛ paa na esi kurom ha aba saa nneɛma na ɛto yɛn 2020 ɛɛba no ɛto yɛn.
NDC ababa minus.
di abɛɛmu ɛno no na awoka asɛm a esi ne sɛ NDC aba.
peter awi jẹ wuli asem ɔkeka ɔsɛ de bɛ pa na esi ɛ sɛ mi ɛbɔ kasi a ɔsɛ deɛ esi ne sɛ NDC na aba.
kii maa ni ɛnu ma sɛ.
deɛ esi ne sɛ NDC aba abɛn na mi hu gɔvmɛnt a ɔmo yɛ ti o beebi a mi ka kyerɛ ma fɔ sɛ NDC na mo hu ni saa no ɛnyɛ nnɛ na ɛhyɛ aseɛ o ɛhyɛ aseɛ wɔ AFRC time ɛdeɛ na ɔmo yɛ ɔmo ba PNDC ɛdeɛ na ɔmo yɛ asa na ɔmo ka ɔmo tamafo so to NDC nkɔfo naa na ɛwɔ mu nti sɛ ɔfi so mba bɛyɛ bibi different from nneɛma na ɔmo ayɛ dada na ɔbua o eti incompetence ne deɛ ɛne the inability so ɔmo nim nimdeɛ a yɛde bu man no ɛne ɔmo nenam
edi ɔmo akyi ɛhyehyɛ hyɛ ɔmo bɔtɔm ɛna ɔmo de nam
because wohwɛ a obi a wakɔ through COVID a wiase nyinaa kɔ through COVID yɛ ma amanfo ntu kwan amanfo hyehyɛ dɛm revenue akɔ low yɛ kɔbɔ bosia sɛ yɛ man ɔmo tumi hold economy no kanea no na ɛsɔ nsuo no na ɛba government salaries nkɔfo salaries ni yɛ dua bibi ɛsɛ aban yɛ bia aban yɛ bibi ɛnsi yɛ o atorɛnkyɛn bia ɛnsi Bank of Ghana bɔka sika na ɛkɔ hene ɛyɛ management obi de 2 billion ɛnya 1.7 reduction wo de ɔde 10 billion ɛna 4.7 nti mi de fita sika na ebi afa bɛbi di ɛnya audit ni ehu baabi sika ne fefa yɛ
one na bɛ lawyer
sani ebi na maka mesi yɛnyɛ audit
yɛlɛ kisɛ bi a sɛ tam de ka da akyi bi a
sisi a de one na bɛ
yɛnyɛ audit ni ehu baabi sika last time ko eji mi na mi say gold board gold ɔtɔ mi na mi say galam say for gold na ɔtɔ so ɔsɛ mi bua yɛnyɛ audit ni ehwɛ baabi a ɔmo gold na ɔmo to fi yɛ because nkurɔfo top gold companies na Ghana no of them gold kwa chemebwa
but they give us a percentage about 20%.
Yes. It's almost the huge ones in the quadruple.
Yes.
It's no and then omunya gold bebre omoto
I know we galamsey
gold no omoto drums ya bua yen audit it's minia e be dem be go through sa calculations now why enough calculations wa the political point they say Ghana foi NDC for dadao edadam from the time omo ye campaign nyina nyomo mo keka nyina no omo kan wa keke say the be ya mo beji omo die na omo ato aba ma omo and omo ato aba ma say mo hu bra mo bre yes inflation about 3.3 and so still sike bia ni wa o dey to bibia o ho akiro o ma school fees utimi tua say yes we call free SH scra I dey any nyoma bebre is because onkofo na manage economy no omo dada mo no mo bae ndo bae so mo ni bibia o betimi aye dia offset dada 24-hour economy ya wo hene
scam atonso no
asempa na bo 24-hour economy e wo hene fa akofo to abase 3 nipa miensa benya one shift nipa miensa be ya adwuma ndo ko to aba you say tell we ko sise
na directorate ni kura ya adwuma 8 hours
8 hours bro
enti dada no mo be dada ye
mate
kwame
enti god catch your mommy